Well, what if the thing making you feel safe is the exact reason you're not getting rich? Think about that. Because for millions of people, comfort isn't protection, it's a ceiling. Today, we re-exposing the comfort trap and why security often kills wealth before it ever starts. It's always like normal weekday. Could be Monday, could be Thursday. You wake up, scroll your phone, get ready, and head into a day you've already lived 100 times before. Same commute, same desk, same tasks. Your paycheck lands right on schedule. Not huge, not terrible. It covers rent, groceries, a few subscriptions, maybe a night out here and there. You're not drowning, you're not desperate. You're fine, and that's the problem. Because late at night, when the house is quiet and there's nothing distracting you, there's this subtle pressure in your chest. Not panic, not fear, more like a question. Is this really it? You can't fully explain it, but you feel like you're capable of more. Like there's a version of your life where money isn't this constant background stress, where you're not calculating every decision in your head. That feeling isn't laziness, it isn't entitlement, and it definitely isn't failure. It's the comfort trap. And it's one of the biggest reasons people never build real wealth. Most people think the opposite of wealth is being broke, but that's not true. The real opposite of wealth is comfort without growth. It's that middle zone where you have just enough stability to feel safe, but not enough momentum to move forward. And here's the dangerous part. Once you enter that zone, everything in your brain works overtime to keep you there. Not because someone is controlling you, not because the system is evil, but because your brain is doing exactly what it evolved to do. Seek safety, avoid uncertainty. Your mind doesn't care about financial freedom. It doesn't care about long-term upside. It cares about one thing. Will I survive next month? Once that box is checked, your brain relaxes. And once it relaxes, it starts resisting change. That job you've been in for years, your brain loves it. It's predictable. That savings account that grows slowly but never changes your life. Your brain sees it as proof that you're safe. The problem is, your brain doesn't understand the difference between safety and stagnation. So you start confusing security with progress. You tell yourself, at least I'm not struggling. At least I'm responsible. At least I'm doing okay. But okay is a silent killer. Let's make this real. Say you earn around $50,000 a year. You've optimized your life around that number. Rent fits, bills are manageable, you save a few $100s a month. From the outside, you look stable, but under the surface, something dangerous is happening. Your income is capped, your time is capped, your growth is linear. You trade hours for dollars. You save a fixed amount. Your progress moves in a straight line. That's not wealth building. That's wealth storing. Real wealth doesn't move in straight lines. It compounds. It stacks. It creates leverage. But leverage requires exposure to uncertainty. And that's where comfort becomes the enemy. Because the moment you consider doing something that might disrupt your routine, your brain panics. Switching jobs for higher pay? What if it doesn't work out? Asking for a raise? What if it makes things awkward? Investing instead of saving? What if the market crashes? Starting a side project? What if I fail and waste time? So you don't move. Weeks turn into months. Months turn into years. And slowly, invisibly, the comfort trap tightens. You know you're underpaid, but you stay. And you know your money could work harder, but you keep it idle. You know you could learn skills that increase your value, but you're tired after work. Comfort whispers, don't risk it, you're fine. But here's the truth. No one likes to say out loud. Comfort is expensive. Every year you stay in a role that doesn't grow you, you're not just losing income. You're losing experience, leverage, and future options. Every year your money sits still. Inflation quietly steals from you. Your purchasing power shrinks while you feel safe. The scariest part? Nothing feels wrong in the moment. That's why it works. But escaping the comfort trap doesn't mean becoming reckless. It doesn't mean quitting your job tomorrow or gambling your savings on hype. It means learning the difference between danger and calculated risk. Think about driving. At first, it was terrifying. So many things could go wrong. But you didn't avoid driving forever. You practiced. You started slow. You built confidence. Wealth works the same way. The goal isn't to eliminate risk. The goal is to develop skills that let you manage it. Because the real danger isn't trying and failing. The real danger is staying still while the world keeps moving. While costs rise, while opportunities shift, while time passes, you don't wake up broke one day. You wake up years later wondering where all the time went. So what does escaping the comfort trap actually look like? It starts small. You don't flip your life upside down. You don't shock your nervous system. You take controlled steps toward growth. Maybe you invest a small portion of your savings, not your emergency fund, just enough to experience volatility without fear. You watch the market move. You realize a dip doesn't mean disaster. You learn instead of panic. Or maybe you spend 1 hour a week building a skill that increases your income potential. Not a massive commitment, just consistency. Or maybe you have a real conversation about growth, with your boss, your mentor, or yourself. Not demands. Clarity. Each step does something important. It retrains your brain. You prove that discomfort doesn't equal danger. You prove that growth doesn't destroy stability. And once your brain sees evidence, it relaxes. The next step feels easier than the next. And slowly, something changes. You stop optimizing for comfort. You start optimizing for leverage. Here's the key shift. Security isn't a paycheck. Security isn't a savings account. Real security is adaptability. It's skills that travel with you. It's multiple income streams. It's systems that grow even when you rest. The comfort trap isn't weakness, it's biology. But biology doesn't have to control your future. You don't need to become someone else. You don't need to love risk. You just need to stop mistaking comfort for safety. Because once you take those small steps, once you build momentum, something surprising happens. You feel calmer, more in control, more secure than before. Not because nothing can go wrong, but because you're no longer standing still. Progress beats perfection every single time. You don't escape the comfort trap in one move. You escape it by choosing growth, just a little, every day. That's how wealth actually starts. If this made you pause and think, that's exactly what this channel is about. We break down the money rules schools never teach. Not hype, not shortcuts, just how wealth actually works in the real world. So if you want to stop playing defense with money and start building real leverage, subscribe to the channel.